Hello everyone, it's Zanima here. Today we're going to be doing a My Hero Academia chapter review on My Hero Academia chapter 311. So yeah, with that, hit that shit. So the chapter starts off with Endeavor catching hands and taking names of these unknown villains, just random villains, He doesn't give a flying fuck, Endeavor's Endeavor, he's the number one hero. He's like, what are these people doing? One of them's he's getting shot out by nail guns. He's like, whatever, okay. And he pulls out his brand new super move, Ignited Arrow. My guy, looking beautiful as always. Freaking a beautiful illustration from Horikoshi here. It looks fabulous. And then basically, once the villains get taken down and begin getting taken away, they snap back Endeavor by saying, give me a break, you're the whole reason that we're having to go through this in the first place. Like, you're the reason that chaos is spreading so fast and all that, just blaming everything on Endeavor. And then we have this very passionate line from Endeavor basically saying, like, I know, that's why I am here. But it's not like the I am here like All Might does. It's the I am here like it's his own I am here. It's like, I am here to fix the wrong mistakes I have done. I am here to fix the mistakes I have done. I am here to bring order back to Japan. I am here to solve all the problems. It's not the same I am here from All Might that's like, I am here to maintain peace. That was All Might's thing. I am here, no need to fear. I am here, I will stop it. He's here. His endeavors, I am here, can be broken down into it being somewhat of like, not a hopeless, but one that isn't as reassuring almost, even though he's trying to make it as reassuring, because it's one of fixing things instead of maintaining things. All Might I am here is one that you maintain peace, and Endeavor's I am here is one of fixing peace. That's the best way I can explain it. So then after that, we get basically Best Jeanist, Hawks, and Endeavor talking, and then Endeavor, show up. I'm not Endeavor, protesters show up, and then we get like the same thing. Like, have you even visited the families of the victims that Dabi burned? Like, why should we trust you? All the things that I've been hearing already, and how Endeavor's a bad person. Then they also bring up the fact that the media says that Shigaraki is not after them, but after another person. Like, and how Endeavor's still lying to them. Like, they got hold of that information, so they can't even trust Endeavor still, basically, is what they're saying. Now, obviously, they don't have the full scope of the story, and if they had the full scope of the story, then they would understand why Endeavor's keeping it secret, to not only keep the person that they're trying to, be safe, keep safe in a way, but also just not to let the whole world almost spiral into chaos, because you have the strongest power in the world, right, in one person's hands, okay, and if not even Japan would spiral into more chaos. By nature, people are hungry for power, so if they find out that this almighty power is in this world, then they're just gonna go after it, because it is the strongest quirk in the world, like, no doubt about it. There's no thing about it. It's 7 quirks in one, and each quirk is enhanced multiple times over. So, and then you have just one for all in general can be categorized as a top class quirk. So it doesn't really matter. Like, if people hear that you can get your hands on this quirk, they're gonna try to get their hands on this quirk, so just to send the world into chaos. And also it's to protect Izuku until they get their mission done. So yeah. And then basically Endeavor, Hawks, and Best Jeanist just walk away, as they're getting trash thrown at them and stuff. And then they begin talking about, as they get into their car, like, hey, we should probably, like, get further away from Izuku, make sure he's okay and all that, just to not draw any attention to him, and make sure that he's not stressed enough as is, because he's not sleeping barely. He's barely sleeping. He's just maintaining the peace, like everyone else here is, like, because he's, like, on the same, you gotta recognize here that Izuku is on the same level as, like, the number 1, number 2 hero, easily, without a doubt. Like, he literally brought a fight to, like, no, like Gigi no Reed, muscular, like no hesitation, just like, what do you want, kid? Like, he is, like, if not like better than Endeavor, on the same level as Endeavor at this point in the story. So he's like taking on the same responsibility as a sophomore as these pro heroes. Okay, you gotta remember, he's like 16 and he's taking the responsibility of these 30-year-olds and all that, just because he was chosen to have this like almighty quirk that was given to him by All Might. But he's fine with that, he's a hero, but they're just saying like, let's get further away so that no one can figure it out, no one can draw attention to it, no one can figure that out, that Izuku's like this person that Shigaraki's after, otherwise that would just be a huge nightmare, which it would be. And then as they're saying this, they kind of like start talking about All For One, and like how, like, well, why can't All For One just steal his quirk, Like, it makes sense that he wants a new body, but why does he have to groom Shigaraki to have all this hatred, all this animosity to heroes? Like, why does he have to do that? And then Endeavor brings up the part that, well, you need strong will, and then Hawk's like, well, shouldn't All For One have a strong enough will, Like, he's been chasing his brother's quirk for centuries at this point. Like, how does he have not strong enough will? And then Endeavor brings up the point, like, well, it's possible, like, he's always smiling. He doesn't really care. He may not have a heart, so maybe he needs Shigaraki's heart. Like, because we've seen in earlier chapters in the villain arc that Shigaraki, he used to like heroes. He used to love heroes, actually. He used to want to become one. He used to just want to be his own person, right? Until, until All For One came and destroyed that vision. He destroyed everything. He destroyed Shigaraki's life, even though it was more manipulative. He took away, like, the animosity he had for heroes and turned it to true hatred that he had for heroes, for All For One. For All Might, all that, because no one came out to reach him besides the villains, and that became his true animosity to heroes. So that's where that all comes from, and they don't know that, really, because they don't know Shigaraki's past, but it's still true that Shigaraki had a heart at one point, and then his heart was tainted with All For One's, like, abilities. I mean, not abilities, but, his doctrine and his grooming from All For One. So Shigaraki has the heart and the will and everything that All For One needs to take one for all. So it's just something to point out there. And then as they're talking about this, then we see that Deku's, radar sensor that keeps them, tells them the location of, Deku, that just, like, goes off, like, beeps and goes off, and then they're like, oh shit. And then right here, we cut to a scene of basically All Might, and All Might, like, thinking to himself, like, man, Midori ain't getting that much sleep, he should probably rest soon, which also reminds him of when Tsunade, late Tsunade, rest in peace, basically when Tsunade told All Might to, hey, like, you need to get some rest too, like, when he was the number one hero, when he was the one fighting all these villains. It's just a nice little moment there that we get with All Might, and so that's, like, almost like seeing his Tsunade side of his argument, like, yeah, I should have probably rested more, but I was the number one hero, and he has to recognize that now Deku is basically the number one hero, just, like, not publicly yet, and that he has to protect the citizens. He has to make sure everything's okay now. He is sacrificing himself to make sure that the whole of Japan gets back to normal. Endeavor is too, but he's doing the sacrifices. He's doing all of it, for the main part. So, yeah, and then as we get this, then we see that, All Might sees that his radar sensor, or Deku's radar sensor, has gone off, and they can no longer track him. And then as we see this, we see the unfortunate, for basically All Might, there's a grenade thrown in All Might's car, and it explodes. This could mean anything from he's dead, or it could just be like a jump scare that he somehow survives. Like, it's very possible that plot armor takes its toll and he somehow survives with, like, severe injuries, or maybe somehow no scratches. Like, we don't know. Maybe a hero's nearby and protects him or something like that. It's possible, but from right now, we can just presume that All Might is dead, and Izuku doesn't know about it, Endeavor doesn't know about it, none of the top 3 heroes know about it. This is a huge blow for Hero Society, because All Might, he, even though he's dead, he's still a slight pillar, and if word gets out that he's dead, that will truly put him in a hopeless position, the society in Japan in a hopeless position. Not just, like, it would just, like, spiral completely downwards, like, almost no hope is lost. Teruzuku, like, shows the world that he is taking All Might's place, but until that point, Japan will be in complete darkness, like even more than it is already. And then we cut to a panel with basically the tracking device that Izuku was holding getting shot at, and then we see this girl, which we saw in Tartarus, okay, saying, "Hey, Green Boy, you're coming with me." And then basically Deku has all these thoughts in his head, like, "Okay, here we go, man. This is okay. This is the League of Villains. Okay, let's get this shit started." You know, he's pumping himself up. He's ready for a fight. You know, because honestly, who's gonna stop him? I don't think this girl can honestly stop him. You know, even with the what it seems to be either a cannon or a sniper rifle. Basically, I still don't think he could stop him. And another thing that I didn't notice when I was reading the spoilers, I thought this guy was just like dead or something, but this could be Overhaul. We might have Overhaul here, just like laying in the background. And if it's Overhaul, it might not even be the League of Villains that's after him. It might be Overhaul. And that would honestly lead to a very interesting situation that we can have Overhaul coming back into the story and maybe even joining the hero side. Maybe this person ain't even a villain. Maybe she's a vigilante of sorts that wants to take down All For One. Or we could just be looking too much into this and that person could have just got his arm shot off and he's dead, just laying back there. But it does look like Overhaul, so it's possible, but if not, then we're gonna have either probably Deku getting beat here somehow and then getting taken back to the League of Villains. Either that or it's Overhaul. We're gonna have some huge twists. Whichever one, I'm excited. This was a great chapter with lots of twists and turns. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Honestly, it was really good. Just like, even though it's like a setup chapter for the next chapter's fight between Deku and this sniper girl. We don't have a name for her, I'm pretty sure. So yeah. And yeah, so overall, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, or not, you have your free will. And yeah, with that, ZAnime, signing off.